Oh yes, my favorite place to be. Welcome back to another edition of the Culinary Hotline. Ting, 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 ting. Oh yes, we're all about inspiring you when it comes to anything and everything that's got to do with the kitchen. And today we're joined by our kitchen fairy. Of course, I'm talking about Nicole Snelling, and of course our resident foodie, Anél Potgieter. They're here to answer any questions that you might have, any conundrums that you face in the kitchen. Get your questions through to them on Facebook, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. So, in fact, we're getting into it now because we've got a question that was asked. Ladies, people are always asking questions and wanting you guys to solve their problems and their conundrums. This one comes from Josephine Pigstone, who says, I would love to make a fruit pizza. Any suggestion how to go about it? How do you make a fruit pizza? And you guys seemingly have prepared some tips
it's
here, right?
It's such a debate because people are very anti-fruit on a pizza, but if you turn it into more of like a dessert, then you definitely have a winner.
Yeah. Anél, did you like a fruit pizza?
I love a fruit pizza. Just close your eyes. Imagine this. Imagine this beautiful pizza base with some cream cheese on it, some ripe figs standing up straight, with a bit of honey over it and prosciutto. And you zip it in the oven for a minute, and then really a glass of wine.
You actually don't even need it to keep it only just for dessert. You really literally could have it as a main dish.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Okay, so what are we going to be doing? How are we going to be sorting out Josephine's conundrum here?
So now it's going to be making a simple pizza dough.
Yeah.
You just need flour, water, salt, and a little bit of oil. I always find that the oil gives a pizza dough a very nice, rich texture, and it also makes it super elastic.
Yeah. So this is not self-raising flour. This is normal flour.
Okay.
And we don't put any yeast in here,
No.
Could you use self-raising flour, though?
Oh, you're going to get like a thick pizza base, but I won't suggest it. I really won't.
So to get the perfect thin pizza base, you want to use normal flour, not self-raising,
you don't want to
no yeast either.
Unless you want a thick base. I mean, you do get the thick base lovers out there.
Yeah.
You know, then you would add your yeast and then would let it rise, essentially.
Yeah.
But this is fuss-free, so this is really easy. So you just mix this all together with a pinch of salt. And then what I normally do, I let it rest.
Yeah.
So the gluten can develop.
Can set,
Yes. And you can actually easily roll it out because you want a beautiful elastic dough. You don't want like a stiff dough.
Yeah.
You know?
What are some of the most commonly made mistakes when it comes to people making pizza, especially fruit pizzas?
Yeah.
What do people get wrong all the time?
I think, you know, what people do is because normally it's got like a wet base, like cream cheese or cream or something. They make it beforehand, so you cannot make it beforehand. You must actually make your base, and like Nicole is doing... What is
Nicole?
You cannot prepare it beforehand.
Yeah.
You have to prepare it as your guests sit down on the thing.
Yeah.
And then if you don't want to use a pizza base, you can use cookie dough.
Yeah.
To make like
could you do that?
Yeah. And you have to bake it beforehand.
Yeah,
Wow,
cookie
I
dough,
love that.
and then you can just put your toppings on top instead of popping it back into the oven.
I love it.
And some people that want to do fruit pizza, you can use watermelon as well.
Yeah.
Just slice
guys.
it through, so that's also a very nice option.
This is fantastic. Well, if you want to get your hands on this recipe, SMS pizza to 33728. That's pizza to 33728. We'll send you an SMS with a link to the recipe and, of course, all the different ingredients. There aren't many ingredients. It's an easy one to make, but absolutely impressive. Because, I mean, let's think about it. I don't think I've ever had a fruit pizza in my life. So if somebody made that for me at their house, I would be so blown away. To be honest, I'd be so impressed.
Under what stone have you lived?
We don't have fruit pizzas in Hammanskraal. That's my go-to excuse. Every time I haven't tried anything.
It's not good
we
enough.
don't have that in Hammanskraal. People at Hammanskraal probably think I'm misrepresenting
So this one, we literally have a hazelnut chocolate spread on and massive dollops of peanut butter because, as you can see in the oven, it just melts right away.
And spreads, right?
And spreads, yeah. So simple pizza.
I will
love
even
it.
serve this with like cream that's whipped up with vanilla, like a chantilly cream on top of it.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine?
The nice thing about something as unconventional as a fruit pizza was that you really can make it your own. You can play with it. You can really just like spice it up, add some mint, leaves, decorate it, make it a thing, make it a production.
You were talking about tips as well. Another thing that people need to do with a fruit-baked pizza is first to bake your pizza base.
Okay.
It has to be baked a bit before.
Okay.
Because fruit bakes very easily.
Yeah.
So you bake it once and then you bake it twice with your ingredients on it.
What what fruit would you say people must absolutely not try have on a fruit pizza? Just don't do a fruit pizza with those fruits.
I would say...
I would
know.
I would say anything that's
Anything.
too watery, like
Yeah.
spanspek or
Yeah.
vatlemoen. You can't put them in the oven. You can use it raw. But when it gets into the oven, it's gonna the water is going to pour out of your fruit,
okay.
and it's going to wet the
It'll be a
whole pizza.
mess. It's gonna be a
So
mess.
more stuff like, I will say, peaches, pears. You can even use pineapple.
Yeah, the more dry ones.
Char grill them though. Char grill them, and they will just bring out those natural sweetnesses. And
Yeah.
that's
I
better than a
love
raw
it.
fruit.
Are we going to have
Love
a
it.
taste? Come
we
on,
are going to have a
Tabitha,
taste. We're
use
definitely
nice.
going to have a taste. But listen, Josephine, hopefully you cut it for us, please, Nicole. Hopefully this sorts you out. Don't go away, because when we do come back a bit later on, we're going to be answering more of your burning foodie questions. Get them through to us on Facebook, Espresso Morning Show SABC3, because we'll be back with another edition of the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ting, ting, ting.
Oh, yes. Let's taste this.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Is it
Oh,
like
yes. Oh, yes.
Your first
This is
one.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ting, ting, ting.
Oh, yes, it's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and we're answering all your burning questions on our Facebook page, Espresso Morning Show SABC3. We've got our resident kitchen food fairy over here. It's Nicole Snelling, and of course our resident foodie, Anél Potgieter, here to answer your questions. There's more questions for you ladies, okay?
Yes, bring
so
it
this
on.
one is from Erica Peterson Felix, who says, good morning, guys. I'm new to the whole baking scene, covers eyes. Please tell me how to make marshmallow topping for cupcakes.
Yeah, it's a delicious one.
It
Those
is
are the
very
ones where
delicious.
you like, eat it and you got frosting all over your nose.
But it's also really simple for someone who might be familiar with it to think, oh, no, that's very simple to do. Why would you not know how to do that?
When she spoke about marshmallow frosting, I was thinking we're going to get a whole big bowl of marshmallows.
Yeah, and
we're going to
melt
melt
them, 'cause
them.
that's
and
what
we're gonna
I
add some
thought.
sugars.
That's what I thought.
But that is a fondant when you make it. Marshmallow
okay.
fondant.
No. So that would be obviously when you
Yeah, the
working
fondant.
yes,
Yeah, that's the
you do
fondant,
get
you're right.
marshmallow fondant, but this is called marshmallow frosting because it's made in the same way as a marshmallow, and you get the same texture. So if I pipe a little bit over there, you're gonna get that
there.
little like marshmallow
There we go. Okay.
texture.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for that. I never know with you. I never know whether to lick or hide or run. Okay, cool. All right, so how do we answer Erica Peterson Felix's question? What do we need to do? What does she need to
Okay,
do?
so Anel's going to be whipping up some egg whites, which is the first step.
Yeah.
And once it's nice and fluffy, we've made a syrup. So you get different types of meringues.
Yeah.
This one is an Italian meringue where you use the syrup. And then you get a Swiss meringue, which you would do it over a double boiler.
Okay.
So now just throw in some cream of tartar, which stabilizes your egg whites. And I'm going to take the syrup.
Okay.
I'm going to come outside.
How have you made your syrup?
This is literally just water and sugar. So we've cooked it down
Oh, you don't
into
need
like a
much.
beautiful consistency.
Nice.
So
How do you get that it doesn't crystallize?
Yes.
you don't
Yes.
stir it.
So you just
Don't
let it
stir
just
it.
do its own thing.
Yeah.
Don't interfere.
Okay, is this
Okay, cool.
is this like soft peak? You must get it to that
Yes.
soft peak stage. Okay, now this is your. So I'll just keep going.
Now it's just going to keep going.
So you're adding that syrup to the egg white. Okay.
And because your syrup is hot, Tabiso, it's
Yeah.
going to cook your egg whites.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see what's happening here.
So now we're eating bacteria.
Yeah, none of those surprises coming through. Well, listen, if you want to get your hands on this recipe, it's a pretty simple one, as you've seen. You need to SMS the keyword sweet to 33728.
Oh, wow.
Just simply SMS sweet to 33728. And then you'd put it into like a
Piping
piping bag.
If you don't have a piping bag, use like a little plastic zipper bag.
Yeah.
And you just cut a hole in the tip and you can use that as well. Don't need to go all fancy.
Yeah.
Nicole, I've always got a problem. I've got a piping bag like this.
Yeah.
And when I put the stuff in, eventually everything
Overflows
and
and, like, it's all spilling all
my
over.
hands. How do
Yeah.
I pipe? How do I get it in so beautifully like this?
So you would put this in a mug or a glass
Okay.
or a bowl and you turn it inside out like this.
Oh, okay.
So give yourself enough enough space.
Yeah.
Then you fill it.
A mug helps, I suppose, because Anél, otherwise what you're doing is you're trying to fill it and you're squeezing it at the same time. That's why it never works, Anél. Must we teach you everything?
It's such a mess in my
I
kitchen.
love it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like something I would do, and I'm sure a lot of people do get it wrong with the piping
and
as
also
well.
cut your tip off at the last minute.
Yeah.
Because sometimes what people also do, especially with melted chocolate, they're filling it and they're wondering, oh my gosh, this thing's never getting full because it's all running out at the
And
bottom.
that's exactly what you don't want happening. Well, SMS
Yeah.
the keyword sweet to 33728. We'll send you an SMS with a link to the recipe, and that's how you make it. Okay, fantastic.
But
So
we
this
still-
is done. What do we do? What's our final touch?
Everyone loves a good toasted marshmallow.
I
So
do.
to be so,
Yeah.
I've given you the honors of toasting it.
My favorite.
You
So
know,
if you have
Yes.
low torch, you want to keep it from a far distance. You'll see how quickly it browns.
It literally starts. It
Yeah.
comes to life. Do you
Turn
see?
it around so people can see what it looks like to be sort of
Whoa, okay, let's not burn
beautiful.
the kitchen and everyone in it.
So this just gives it a beautiful
Whoa,
crispness.
whoa, fire extinguisher, my dear. Okay.
Stunning.
This is stunning. Okay, this
And
one
it just gives that beautiful
It's nice and
finishing
smoked.
touch.
Okay, give me the smoky one.
smoked marshmallow topping.
Giving a real braai effect.
Ah, yes. But that's it. It's an authentic South African flavor. Of course, that's sweet to 33728 if you want to get your hands on this recipe. And of course, stay tuned because when we do come back a bit later on, we're going to be making sure that we answer some of your questions, your culinary conundrums on the Culinary Hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting.
Get them through to us on our Facebook page, Espresso Morning Show, SABC3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Espresso live on SABC3, and it's time once again to step into the kitchen for the Culinary Hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting.
Oh yes, oh yes. We are answering all of your burning culinary questions on our Facebook page. It's Espresso Morning Show SABC3. We've had one question about something many South Africans know all too well. A big favorite in South Africa, ladies. Melkos.
Yes.
This question came through from Sevi Devonish, and she wants to know, how do you make melkos with perfect lumps? And I've got Nicole Snelling and Anél Potgieter on standby to answer this question. How do you do that?
Melkos for me is this wonderful, wonderful dish. If I think about it, my whole body gets warm. I think about my mom, my family. We were a huge family,
Yeah.
and we were not very rich.
Yeah.
So we had melkos at least once a week. So
Yeah.
you just take like 1 liter or 2 liters of milk
Yeah.
with flour and a bit of butter and cinnamon.
It is.
It's liquid milk tart.
It really is exactly
Yes.
that, but it is also such a love language. When you visit your grandmother during the holidays, or you visit your aunties who really just love to serve melkos, they make it with so much love. But getting it perfect and getting it right, the right way with the perfect lumps, isn't easy for everyone to achieve, right?
Yeah, but I think if you just look at Nicole, because all it is flour
Yeah.
and butter that you just make in little frimmeltjies.
So you're just combining your butter and your flour together.
So what are you doing? Are you frimmeling it? What are you?
Frimmeling it.
Frimmel it.
It must look like little breadcrumbs at the end, or a little bit bigger than breadcrumbs.
I like it like quite lumpy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I also like it
So that's the
lumpy.
trick. So the more lumpy, the better. Is that what you're saying?
And you get another version of this, the sneisels.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite.
What's
that
what's
your
that?
favorite?
That's my favorite.
What is that?
So basically, it's like a dough that you make, like a pasta dough,
Yeah.
and you use the little ribbons and you cook that in your milk. So it's like instead of the lumps, it's full of ribbons and cinnamon.
No.
But what I also add to mine is
Cinnamon sticks.
Oh,
Yes,
cinnamon
ma'am.
sticks to infuse
Yes,
the milk.
the flavor. Oh.
Nicole,
Like
are
milk
you
tart.
done there?
I'm done. Sorry, I'm playing.
Yeah, Nicole's
okay.
getting a bit carried away. But listen, while we're making this and Nicole and Anél are showing us how to get the perfect lump on your melkos, the keyword is dessert. SMS dessert to 33728. We'll send you an SMS. In that SMS, you'll have a link. In that link, there's a recipe. Not just the recipe, but also the ingredients that are involved.
Yes.
And it's super quick and
Very,
simple
very
and easy
easy.
to make. Treat your family to some melkos if you haven't done so in a while. But also just do take some notes from Anél and Nicole. Okay, so what do you do
So
now?
all you do now, you cook it for about 5 to 6 minutes
Yeah.
until the flour is cooked.
How do you know when that has happened, my dear?
Look at that.
Gotta be super thick.
Super thick. Do you see that consistency?
Should I check?
You must taste. First, put some cinnamon sugar
Yeah.
over it.
Okay,
Now
some
you're
sugar.
talking
Oh.
my language. Oh.
I would
Or
do
if
like-
you've got the cinnamon powder, right? You just sprinkle that over and then you're good to go.
But remember,
But
there's
you
no
need
sugar.
You need sugar in there. There's no sugar in there.
No, you haven't put sugar in there. Okay, so
All
you
the
must...
sugar goes on top.
No, this
Oh, it
goes
just
in
goes...
here.
This is the right way how I'm doing it right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
just-
this is fantastic. Should we taste then? Let's
Yes.
go. Let's taste. How much sugar?
Why
However
so
much you
little?
Like
want.
that's very little.
That's very little. Nicole, just throw some more
yeah,
sugar,
like,
really.
please, we need to help him.
Yeah, help him.
Okay, let's see.
And then you do this. Nicole, there's a spoon.
Thanks.
Man, this tastes like home. This tastes like love. That keyword is dessert. SMS dessert to 33728. We'll send you an SMS with a link to the recipe. This really just does take me home. So delicious. Thank you
Nostalgic
so
and
much.
delicious.
Oh man, Anél, Nicole, you guys have been
Cheers.
absolutely fantastic. Let us know what you think of the quick and easy ways to make the melkos that we've showed you today on our Facebook page using that hashtag Expresso Show. Let's go traveling right now.
Yeah.
Lekker.